Hi everybody, hope you're having a great weekend. It's cracking weather today. Look, the reason I'm making this video is I'm going to be kind of talking you through something a little bit different. Just got my coffee here, by the way. You know, it's to do with kind of second holiday homes in Cornwall, and you know, a lot of people come on holiday down here, they have a great time, maybe for 2 weeks in the summer with their family, and then they make the decision that they're gonna move down here, you know, which I can kind of understand to a degree. You know, we've all done it, we've all been somewhere, you know, and thought this is great, you know, we've got the sea, we've got the sunshine, the people are so friendly. And I suppose, you know, if you live in London or Manchester or maybe Birmingham or somewhere like that, you might kind of come down here and think that everybody's really friendly, which is kind of, you know, largely true. You know, and that might swing you to, you know, put your house on the market and move down here and stuff. But the reality is that being on holiday and actually living somewhere are completely different things, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, I'm talking about Cornwall, and you know, because obviously I live in Cornwall, so I've got quite a bit of depth of knowledge, insight, if you like, about what the situation's really like on the ground. So, but you know, you could relate the same thing to Spain. You know. It's all to do with the setup. It depends how much money you've got coming in, what you do for work, what sector you work in, your age, your health, you know, many different things. But what I want to try and make you realise in this video, this short video today, is that, you know, for a lot of people who move down to Cornwall, yes, they might, because there's always trade-offs, right? You know, so if you move out of inner city London or inner city Manchester, or whatever, you know, maybe you haven't got the gang violence and the knife crime, and well, at least that's what we hear on the news. But you know, maybe you haven't got that, and you look forward to, you know, beaches and lots of walks and friendly people and stuff like that. And yes, that does exist, but there's always a catch, isn't there? You know, a lot of people find, depending on, you know, age group, it's difficult to find work down here because of the well, they call it kind of rural isolation is the official term. So, you know, if you're living in somewhere like the villages, you know, out from the major towns, especially if you haven't got transport, you're going to struggle. You know, it depends what you do for work. I mean, I work in, not blowing my own trumpet, I'm just making a bit of a point. I work in like sort of online marketing, like digital marketing basically. So I kind of circumvent it to a degree because, you know, a lot of those jobs are like hybrid or fully remote, and I do the contract work anyway. So I kind of do get around it. I'm not saying there's not, you know, because everything's got a start date and an end date, you know, so, you know, if it's like a job, friends, relationship, whatever it is, you know, it's got a start date and an end date, so to speak. So, you know, these things do start and they do end, but what I'm saying is, you know, for most people who move down here, you know, they might be working in a completely different sector, you know, so for example, there might be like a BT engineer. You know, they might be skilled in medicine, agriculture, you know, I don't know, I'm just talking off the top of my head. But to actually, you know, I'm not saying there's not jobs down here, but depending on what you do, you know, the work's not the highest paid. So if you're going to move down here and bank on paying your mortgage, you know, for the next 15, 20 years with a bit extra on top for having moved down here, you know, it could be a bit bumpy. Now, I'm not trying to put you off, I'm just trying to make you realise that it's not all a bed of roses. You know, there's, like I say, you know, because I live down here, because I've got a family down here, I know of many people who just don't get to work, you know, or if they do, it's part-time or minimum wage or seasonal, you know, so just something to bear in mind, because, you know, everybody makes these wild assumptions. I mean, I've travelled a lot, I've been quite a lot of places in the world, I haven't been everywhere, but I've been to a good 27, 28 countries, and, you know, some places are a bit better than others, you know, some of the top 3 places like, you know, Greece, Spain, Thailand, Singapore, places like that, you know, you can go there, you can have a great time, and you think, you know, I'd love to move here, it's going to be absolutely amazing, jobs on tap, money on tap, you know, all the rest of it. But the reality is when you move to these places, it's often very different. So yeah, just think things through. You know, don't rush into it. You know, it's better to kind of maybe just drag the decision out and, you know, make sure it is the right thing, because, you know, whilst you might have kids or a family, let's say, they might be sort of, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that, still going through school. You know, the reality is if you move down here, and depending on what they study and what they're good at, they might struggle to get work, you know, and a lot of the people have to move away to make any kind of decent money down here, you know. The economy is just not big enough. I mean, it's, you know, it's not like London or Dubai or Bangkok or something where, you know, these are like super mega cities with, you know, some of the world's leading, you know, purchasing parity and stuff. So it's nothing like that, you know. Yeah, so just think it through, you know, just, you know, talk it through with your family or your other half, and just make sure it's the right thing for you, because for a lot of people, you know, they do move down here and then, you know, they struggle to make ends meet. And obviously with all the price rises of recent months, let's say, or stroke years, you do need to have a certain amount of money to have a good life. You know, they reckon for a single person you need 29 grand just to have a you know, acceptable standard of living. So if you're relying on a job that's paying sort of, you know, 12 quid an hour for 6 months of a year, you're going to struggle. So that's all I want to say in this video, guys. You know, I'm not trying to put you off. I'm just trying to, you know, give you a bit of a wake-up call, make you think about, you know, the dreamy holiday you had in Cornwall. You know, is that what it's going to be like when you move down here? And the chances are, you know, I'm not saying you will regret moving here, but it might not be. It might be a bit bumpy. You know, a lot of people do struggle. You know, it's so far out from, you know, it's 5 hours on the train to London. You know, good sort of 3 hours driving non-stop to Bristol. So you are quite far out from, you know, a lot of the opportunities. It depends what you do. If you have a steady online job, and I don't mean freelancing, it's something that, you know, maybe you have to pop into the office once or twice a month and you can get, you know, great salary, then great, you know, but not all jobs are like that, and that's kind of all I wanted to say, really. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.